It is human nature to justify what we do, especially to ourselves. We don't just make choices, we make excuses for those choices. And the excuses usually sound better than the truth. Hear me out though. The easiest person to fool isn't the world, it's the one in the mirror. Think about it now. Think about the daily stuff. You skip the gym and tell yourself you are resting. You blow money on something you can't afford and call it treating yourself. You stay in a toxic relationship and say it's complicated. No, it's not complicated. It is comfortable. And comfort is the most dangerous disguise. Check it. History is full of the same pattern, right? Leaders justify conquest as destiny. Dictators justify cruelty as order. Corporations justify exploitation as growth. They never say we are greedy or we are selfish. They say it's for the greater good. People will rehearse the lie until it feels like truth. And once you convince yourself, everyone else is easier to convince. The psychology is simple. Human beings hate seeing themselves as villains. We bend reality so we can stay heroes in our own story. Because the man who cheats calls it finding happiness. The boss who underpays calls it tight budget. The addict says I can stop whenever I want. Justification isn't about what's real, it's about protecting the image. Here's the masculine truth though: justification keeps you comfortable, but accountability keeps you free. The man who always explains away his flaws never changes, but the man who admits them has a chance at growth. Because discipline is hard because it kills excuses. Because if you look at it, in different cultures, recognize this. The Stoics in Rome warned against self deception. Marcus Aurelius wrote entire journals just to check his own lies. In West Africa, elders told proverbs like, the one who hides his sickness cannot expect a cure. In Buddhism, self delusion is seen as the root of suffering. In modern psychology, cognitive dissonance explains why people twist reality to match their actions. Across time and geography, the warning is the same. Humans are masters at lying to themselves. And yet, we keep doing it. Why? Because justification feels good. It numbs guilt. It turns wrong into reasonable. It lets us sleep at night after making choices we would rather not confront. But the cost is real. When you justify too much, you lose the ability to face the truth. You become a lawyer for your own dysfunction, always defending the crime instead of correcting it. But here's the funny part. Even when we get caught, we double down. For example, the politician says it was taken out of context. The liar says, I didn't want to hurt you. The man who fails says the system is rigged. Rarely do you hear I was wrong, because being wrong hurts the ego. Justification protects it. Now, check it though. But here's the twist. Wrong choices still have value if you push forward from them. The problem isn't making mistakes. The problem is justifying them until they harden into habits. Wrong turns can lead to growth, if you check out. But only if you admit you turned wrong. Otherwise, you just keep driving in circles, congratulating yourselves for being lost. So how do you break it? I say you stop being your own defense attorney and start being your own judge. Because defense attorneys spin, judges evaluate. One bends the truth, the other seeks it. Because if you look at it holistically, a man who judges himself honestly is hard to manipulate by others or by himself. And the balance is this though. You don't need to hate yourself for mistakes, but you do need to stop sugarcoating them. Own it, learn from it, move forward. Excuses feel soft in the moment, but turn sharp in the long run. Accountability, though, it feels sharp in the moment, but softens the future. Because in the end, every man has two choices: defend his action endlessly or discipline his actions honestly. One builds comfort, the other builds character. I mean, it is human nature to justify what we do, especially to ourselves. But nature isn't destiny. You can override instinct with discipline. You can choose honesty over excuses. You can stop performing for your ego and start building your future, right? Unless you really believe the lie in the mirror is the same thing as the man you're supposed to become. But guy, don't do that to yourself. honesty. We'll catch you in the next one.